What's up guys, it's Chris here. I've been making OMI and Veve related content since early March. If at all this year you've been part of Twitter or Discord or you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, I really appreciate you being on this journey with me, especially if you're involved with Veve directly. As we have grown a lot together, we have seen major brands, major IPs being released. It's been such an exciting year and I'm so excited for 2022. In today's video, I'm going to go over some major news we have at the beginning of 2022, and that is OMI finally branching from GoChain to Ethereum. We've been waiting on this for a while, and all this simply means is we're going from one blockchain to another. We're going to go from the GoChain blockchain, which requires Go tokens to be able to swap, and is not as well known, to the Ethereum blockchain, which everybody knows, and this will allow us to get on other exchanges. This entails so much that they're actually having to break it up in several different articles. This is the part 2 of the string of articles they're releasing on this. Part 1 I've already covered. Part 1 went over the difference between layer 1 and layer 2. In this video, we'll be going over article number 2, which is primarily our 3 major options we have when swapping over into the new year. Without further ado, let's get right into it. And also, if this content benefits you in any way, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button down below for the YouTube algorithms. It really helps out my channel and really helps me to be able to keep on pumping out more content like this in a timely manner. So just like last time, I'm going to do my best to try not just to read this entire article to you, but to break it down as best as I possibly can. I will have to read certain sentences just so to give more context. So we'll start off with how it begins. Basically, going into the new year, we're going to need to swap our OMI from GoChain to Ethereum, and there are 3 different swap options available to us to do so, depending on how we wish to use our tokens with varying degrees of knowledge and cost incurred. Again, I'll go over slightly in this video why we might choose layer 2 over layer 1, but I have an entire video about that, and that's not the point of this video. They give a big warning right here, as I'm not going to go into much detail, but a couple weeks ago, there was a breach in the Discord. One of the mods ended up getting his account taken over, and there was a sketchy link posted, and people lost a lot of money. I believe one person actually lost $250,000 worth of OMI. It's really heartbreaking. So basically what they're saying here is if it's not posted by Veve officially, and I know technically it was in the official Discord, but you want to hear it from them absolutely. You want to see it on their Twitter, you want to see it on all social media, you want to see the Medium platform all have specific links for it, and it's definitely not going to happen until the new year, and the date hasn't even been posted yet. So if in the upcoming days or weeks you see a link posted anywhere, please do not click it until everything is absolutely confirmed. We have a for sure date, and the entire team as a whole is speaking about it on AMAs or speaking about it on the Medium and everything else. I do not want you to lose your money. This can be the wild, wild west. If you end up connecting your wallet to a phishing site, if you give your seed phrase out, if you give out any information like that, you can be hacked, you can be breached and lose your money. So please be wary of that. They gave a caution right here, and I think that this is very important. So let's dig right into our options. We have 3 main options. I'm going to give you my personal opinion on all 3, starting with the first one, which is obviously the Veve app. So in the Veve app, and they have a hyperlink right here. I'll definitely down below in the comments link this entire article so you can click the hyperlink. But they have their own wallet, and it's one of the cheapest options available to us. So any tokens that are in the in-app wallet will automatically be converted from GoChain to ERC20, and they'll let us know when this takes place. Now, granted, if we are choosing this option, it will automatically go to layer 2. Again, explain that in a different video, but I'll go ahead and read this just as a reminder. Layer 2 can be used within the Veve app for a range of utilities such as staking, OMI drop raffle, peer-to-peer trading, and more. However, you want to trade your OMI tokens on exchange, you will need to bridge them back to layer 1. We'll provide instructions on this in the future, which will incur gas cost. So what this tells me is it's definitely possible to bridge your tokens back from layer 2 to layer 1. It's just going to cost some gas, and we don't know exactly how to do that yet. It's just important to keep in mind, if you don't want to take advantage of the in-app utility, that you're eventually going to want to end up on layer 1. So maybe you want it to be on layer 1 and not layer 2 to begin with. The next section says if you currently store your OMI tokens privately, which is in your own wallet, whatever wallet that might be, and you'd like to use the Veve app to swap to layer 2 OMI tokens, you will need Go tokens to use gas in order to send from your personal wallet into your in-app Veve wallet. So these Go tokens are actually given out by a lot of community members. I was actually given mine. One Go token can transact many transactions. This said a few. I mean, I've transacted quite a bit, and I've still have yet to use up my 1 Go token that I have. But basically, this is going to be to send it from your wallet to the Veve wallet if you do choose to go this route. That's pretty common. You need the same thing for exchanges. You need the same thing from sending it from one wallet to another. I created a new trust wallet just for security issues, and I had to use Go tokens to even send it from one trust wallet to the next trust wallet. So that's all that's really talking about. So if you already hold OMI in the Veve wallet app and are happy for your balances to be migrated to layer 2, you can leave them as is. They will be automatically swapped when the migration takes place. So this sounds like upfront the best option because you don't have to do a whole lot. You either keep it in the in-app OMI wallet or you send it to there automatically and it's going to be on layer 2. There's some disadvantages to this, and I'm actually not going to go with this option for one of the major disadvantages that I would love to ask the team one day on an AMA, or maybe, you know, individually if I could ever get one of the team members on my channel, is I am not super confident in security as far as the in-app OMI wallet goes. I'm not saying this to talk any trash about the team or about the app at all. I just know that in regular wallets, you have a seed phrase, which is a string of 12 to 24 random words. The only way somebody can get into your wallet is if they have that. And the only way they have that is if they breach you. You click some sketchy site and you type it in. Maybe you typed in your seed phrase online or they got a screenshot. They have to get that phrase to get into your wallet. It's pretty much the safest security measure that you can possibly have, because also if you're using a cold storage wallet, there's ways to where you basically never put your seed phrase online. So your seed phrase never actually touched the internet. So there's really no way to get it unless they ever actually steal your hardware wallet or find where you placed your seed phrase at, you know, in person. So ultimately, to me, seed phrase is the safest way to go. With this, I know that they have two-factor authorization. They have email and password. Again, there's so many good scammers out there that just relying on a email and password and a two-factor authorization just doesn't always cut it. There's recently been a Telegram breach. There's been for a while where Telegram automatically downloads files. During the Telegram breach, they were able to do a SIM swap. So basically, they were able to get people's phone numbers from Telegram. Then when they would try to log into those people's accounts, and with the SIM swap, they'd actually get the two-factor authorization sent to them and be able to sign in and get past the 2FA. It's so easy to lose your information. So I am a little bit concerned of sending a larger amount of OMI to the Veve app directly because of this. Again, I'm not trying to talk bad about the company whatsoever. I know they have good security. I know they have a great team. Just personally, this is why I'm not using number 1 on the Veve app, because I'm a very big on my safety and security, and I just don't trust it as much as I would trust a cold storage wallet. Number 2 is the exchanges. So the OMI is currently available on 4 exchanges, and each has confirmed they will also help to facilitate the token swap. So these are all the exchanges that you've probably bought your OMI on. And basically all this means is that if you have it on said exchange already, like I know a lot of people that bought on Bit4X and they've just had it on Bit4X the entire time. If this is you watching this video, you're not going to have to do anything. You're just going to, in order for it to be on layer 1. So when the token swap happens, it's automatically going to swap from a Go chain to an ERC20. And however, it is going to be on layer 1, not on layer 2, meaning if you want to utilize it in the Veve app, you will have to do something for that step that we'll get into later. But as far as transitioning from GoChain to Ethereum, this will automatically happen. Next, we see a question answer that I've had for a while and I've had other people ask me, and that's, will your tokens be able to be stored in cold storage wallets that support ERC20s? And they do say in this article that holding layer 1 OMI allows you to trade your tokens and store them in any cold storage wallet that supports Ethereum ERC20 tokens. However, you will not be able to use them within Veve because they're not on layer 2. If you wish to use your OMI in Veve app at a later date, you will be able to bridge or port your tokens to layer 2 through the web wallet, and we'll see those details in another article. So right now, just know that if you're keeping your OMI on an exchange, it's automatically going to transfer from a Go chain to ERC20. You're not going to have to do anything about it, but also you're not going to be able to use it within the Veve app unless you want to bridge it later. So one of the last things to note in this section is that during the token swap, there might be a pause of deposits, withdrawals, and trading of the OMI token. This is just allowing for the migration to happen, and how long this is going to take is going to be up to the exchange individually. So Bit4X might pause trading longer than Gate.io. Gate.io might be faster than OKX, so on and so on. That's really all that is saying. So number 3 is the token swap site. So at first glance, you're like, why in the world would I want to do the token swap site? It could possibly cost more. I need more knowledge. And so, why would you want to choose that? Well, there is no rush, and the knowledge required really isn't that complicated. And you'll have videos like I'll put out in the future, and videos of other content creators or other resources in the community, and resources from articles that will tell you exactly how to do this. But basically, all you're going to have to do is just have a MetaMask browser extension, and then understand how to swap it from there, which is pretty easy, honestly. However, it is going to require Go tokens and ETH tokens in order to cover gas, and this transaction cost is incurred by the token holder. So you're going to kind of have a double whammy here. You're going to have to pay in Go, and you're going to have to pay in ETH. Again, the perks to this is there's absolutely no rush. You don't have to do this right when everything is launched. You can kind of take your time, and you can wait at points of the day, just like we do on OpenSea or the other ETH transactions, to where gas is lower, or specific days where gas is lower. So that's another perk to this. Just like option number 2, any GoChain OMI that's migrated using this option is also going to be migrated to layer 1. We will later have the option to bridge layer 2, so don't feel like that it's stuck on layer 1. But these transactions will also incur gas, so ultimately we're going to be paying a good bit of gas for all these individual transactions. So it's best to be able to lay all these out smoothly and know exactly how you're going to approach this, and whether you want it to be on layer 1 or layer 2. Again, if you are watching this video and you haven't done any research about layer 1 or layer 2, or you haven't watched my previous video, I feel like I might lose you on a lot of this, and I highly recommend you go watch that. So the pros and cons of option number 3 are pretty clear. The pros would be that you have the opportunity to swap your tokens when gas prices are lower, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to pay when you want to pay it. It's not going to be in a rush. It says right here that you do not need to rush the swap of your OMI as soon as the swap is live. And lastly, you may find your transaction process more quickly once traffic eases, because you don't have to be doing this when everybody else is doing this. You can do it at a later date. However, the cons are mainly the cost and the knowledge to do so. It basically just goes on to ETH gas fees here. It talks about that if you choose this option, you're going to have to pay transaction costs using Go and Ether, the native token on Ethereum blockchain. Depending on the network congestion, these transactions could cost anywhere between $30 and $100 worth of ETH or more, which I have definitely paid more. I have lost $300 in fees in one transaction. Bridging between layer 1 and layer 2 will also require ETH to pay for transaction costs. Again, pretty important to know all this, because if you just want to keep all of yours on layer 2, you want to keep it in the Veve ecosystem, then you probably want to get on layer 2 as fast as possible and as seamless as possible. That way you're not having to pay all these fees at a later date. I wasn't going to touch on the FAQ because I didn't want this video to be too long, but there's some really important information here, so I'm going to quickly go over some of it. So how do I know which option is best for me? I really like the way that they put this. Basically, they said a little mix-up of both. Again, if you want to store or spend them within the Veve, then you're going to want to send a little bit there. But you might want to do a little bit of both. So they're saying that is likely the best solution. The swap site will be available indefinitely if you choose not to migrate all of your tokens at once. So you don't have to make a final decision now either. So what I might do, I'm not too sure yet, and we all need to be game planning right now on exactly what route we're going to take, is I might send some of my OMI to the Veve wallet. Even though earlier I did say that I don't completely trust the security, I'm not going to send all of my OMI over, because again, that's just me, being a little bit scared over my assets. But I do want some of mine to bridge automatically, whereas I might keep a larger amount on layer 1. That way I can just keep it on there for safety measures and put it back in my cold storage wallet and just kind of protect it from there. And I do plan on holding that OMI for years to come anyways, and might not integrate it all into the app. So that might be the best option for me. It really just depends on your game plan, if you want to keep it on exchanges or if you want to keep it on Veve. So ultimately you're going to have to be the one that makes the decision. You're not stuck if you choose layer 1 or layer 2, because you can always migrate back and forth. We just don't know exactly how that's going to look yet. So when will this take place? It just says that there's a date to be advised. The running joke on Ecomi and Veve is soon or when. We don't know yet, but I definitely think it's going to be probably in January or February. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not part of the team. I don't speak for the team, but that would be my guess anyways. Do I have to move my tokens now? It does say right here that now is a good time to begin preparing and deciding which options are best for you. So if you already kind of know what you're going to do, then probably now is a good time. However, they do say that they'll give us a notice when the migration date has been set, and then after that, they recommend moving our tokens a minimum of 72 hours before it is due to take place. This little tidbit of information is really important if you've never sent your tokens before. Basically, you want to send a very small test amount. That way you know for sure your OMI is going to the correct place, and then send a bulk amount. You don't want to just go all in and copy and paste this address and just hope all your OMI shows up. Like, send like 1 OMI or like 10 OMI, whatever, however much amount you're comfortable with. Send it to that address, make sure it goes, and then repeat that process with a larger amount. I actually divide mine up into even more sections. I'll divide mine up in like 3 to 5 sections just because, again, I'm super careful with these things. But you do have to pay a little bit of go every time you do that. So it's probably best just to do one test amount and then the rest afterwards. But whatever you feel safest for. But this is pretty important if you've never sent your OMI before. All right, I'll just breeze through the rest of these. How do I find an OMI wallet in the Veve app? So Android users, you'll be able to toggle access and turn on the OMI wallet in your app settings. However, in iOS, you're actually going to have to go to omi.veve.me, and you're going to have to type in your login information, which is just your email and password. Again, this goes back to the security concerns that I had earlier, but that's how you use the Veve app, and that's how you send the OMI over there. What if you missed the migration window? If you do miss the migration window, that's when the third option will come into play. So don't worry, you'll be okay. You'll still be able to migrate it. So the ultimate question from this video, the ultimate question I have from this article is, what if I want to move my OMI from layer 1 to layer 2? And this answers it. It says that they're going to release new features in the web wallet, allowing us to bridge between layers. That is, you'll be able to deposit your tokens to layer 2, which is Veve, or withdraw them from layer 1 exchanges at a time of your choosing. We will release more detailed instructions on this in the future article. That was a mouthful. Again, they're dividing this up in sections so that we can just try to absorb this waterfall of information. I hope I did a decent job at breaking down some of it. I tried my best not to just read it verbatim because I know you can do that back at home. It is a lot of information, and I didn't want to leave any crucial details out. That's why this video is a little bit longer than normal. I definitely want to try to provide you guys with as much insight as possible, because especially for new people, if there's any new people watching this video, I know that it can be a lot. The only reason I'm somewhat comfortable with this is that I have been buying OMI since February. I have done research to make my own videos about OMI. I am familiar with MetaMask and other NFT projects and other crypto projects, and I've been in the space for a while, so this stuff isn't as complicated to me. However, I mean, when it's speaking of layer 1 and layer 2, if it wasn't for my recent interactions with Immutable X and understanding Immutable X and how it's different than, you know, say like OpenSea, I wouldn't have a clue on any of this. So I'm really thankful for the recent knowledge and transactions on Immutable X. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a lot. Tell me what you think about all of this down in the comments. If this benefited you, if you like content like this, if this helped you or not. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.